What is up, everybody? JT Dangerously here once again. I am back to do my 2021 NBA playoffs, Eastern and Western Conference Finals predictions. Now, we are down to the final 4 teams in this year's NBA playoffs, and we will find out which 2 teams will advance to the NBA Finals. So I'm extremely excited to do my conference final predictions for you guys in the 2021 NBA playoffs, and I hope you guys do enjoy. Now, our record coming into the conference finals of the 2021 NBA playoffs, after a horrendous conference semifinals, we got the old golden sombrero. We went 0-4. And our overall NBA playoff record coming in is 6-6. Now, to say that the conference semifinals kicked my ass is an understatement. I got my ass handed to me. I'm a man, I can admit that. When it comes to NBA playoff predictions, the conference semifinals this year kicked my ass. And I'm looking to rebound and bounce back in the worst way possible. So over in this video, we will get back on the winning track and get a postseason winning record. Hopefully. And hopefully you guys will be able to watch this video and all the fantastic videos I'll be putting up on the channel in the month of June this year. And as always, show your support on the channel as always, guys, by watching these videos, super kicking those like buttons, hitting that notification bell, and commenting your picks, your opinions, and representing your NBA squads in the comment sections down below. Now, if this is your first time watching my channel today, guys, as a first-time viewer, and this is your first video, boy, pick to go in if you're a huge fan of the NBA like myself, and you're ready for the Eastern and Western Conference Finals in the 2021 NBA playoffs. Welcome to the Dangerous Alliance. I'm JT Dangerously. Welcome to the club, because this club is just too sweet. Now, other than that, let's get right into my conference finals predictions. Let's start off with this year's Eastern Conference Finals between the Atlanta Hawks facing the Milwaukee Bucks. Now, this is the 5th meeting in the playoffs between the Milwaukee Bucks and the Atlanta Hawks. The series is tied 2-2, so whoever wins will break that tie and advance to the NBA Finals. Now, the Hawks' last victory over the Milwaukee Bucks in the playoffs, you have to go all the way back to the 2010 Eastern Conference first round, and the Bucks' last victory over the Hawks in the playoffs happened all the way back in the 1989 Eastern Conference first round. Now, starting off with the Atlanta Hawks first, they're coming off their Game 7 victory in the conference semifinals, eliminating the Philadelphia 76ers. And let me just say something about the Sixers. Trust the process, more like repackage the process. For a team that had their best year in 20 years to fall short in 7 games today, Sixers need to do something drastic going into next season if they want to make the playoffs. But I got to give it up to Doc Rivers. First year there, got him to the #1 seed in the East for the first time in 20 years. But once again fell short. And that Game 5 collapse, blowing a 26-point lead at home against the Hawks in this series, definitely was the straw that broke the camel's back. But the 76ers will be back next year, and hopefully they'll learn from their mistakes. But the Hawks did get it done, and the Hawks are back in the Eastern Conference Finals for the first time since 2015. And history in the conference finals has not been kind to the Atlanta Hawks in the past. Now, here's a dangerous fact. Since the Hawks' last conference championship all the way back in 1961, the Atlanta Hawks are combined 0-7 in the conference finals. 3 losses as the Atlanta Hawks, 4 losses as the St. Louis Hawks. So the Hawks are looking to end a long losing streak in the conference finals and looking to advance to the NBA Finals for the first time since they were never known as the Atlanta Hawks. And they were not even part of the Eastern Conference. They were part of the Western Conference and known as the St. Louis Hawks 60 years ago. Now, the Atlanta Hawks are really the surprising team coming out of the Eastern Conference this year, just like the Miami Heat was last year. But this Hawks team got it done on the back of their fantastic superstar Trae Young. In his first playoff appearance, he has brought the Atlanta Hawks here to the Eastern Conference Finals for the first time since 2015, with 4 victories away from making it to the NBA Finals for the first time as the Atlanta Hawks. So Trae Young has stepped up his game. Bojan Bogdanovic as well. Clint Capella, John Collins, DeAndre Hunter. This Hawks team is really looking to prove that this year they're looking to prove what the Heat did last year, that anything can happen in the NBA playoffs, and unpredictability is key. There's the idea of the Milwaukee Bucks coming off their Game 7 victory yesterday in the Eastern Conference semifinal round, defeating and eliminating the Brooklyn Nets. And let me just say something about the Nets. Injuries definitely hurt the Nets in this series. Without Kyrie Irving being there, just like last year, they struggled. But you got to give it up to Kevin Durant and that loss in overtime to the Bucks, nearly 50 points. And with his mom there, that was a very good moment. But once again, Steve Nash will get this Nets team back next year, possibly as the #1 seed. but the Milwaukee Bucks got it done, and the Bucks are back in the Eastern Conference Finals for the first time in over 2 years. But history in the Eastern Conference Finals has not been kind to the Bucks in the past. Now, here's a dangerous fact: since the Bucks' last Eastern Conference championship, all the way back in 1974, the Bucks are 0-5 in the Eastern Conference Finals. So they're looking to end this long losing streak in the conference finals, and they are looking to advance to the NBA Finals for the first time in nearly 47 years. Now, the Milwaukee Bucks did get it done yesterday on the road in Game 7, where it was win or go home, and the Bucks were saying, we're not going home just yet, and Giannis Antetokounmpo, the Greek Freak, got it done. But now, the Milwaukee Bucks are in must-win mode. They must win the NBA championship now, because if they lose, it'll just be another regular season bust. And they have to put that fear-to-deer mentality into these big games now, because they cannot go deer in headlights here and now, because they're just 4 victories away from the NBA Finals. They falter in this series, they're always going to be known as the choke artists of the Eastern Conference. I've said this on this channel many times, and now I'm looking to see if the Bucks can prove me wrong. So coming from me in this year's Eastern Conference Finals, to see who will advance to the NBA Finals this year, I can see this series going 6, maybe 7, maybe even a 5-game series. But coming from me, I am going to go with Giannis Antetokounmpo, the Greek Freak, and the Milwaukee Bucks to get it done and defeat the Atlanta Hawks and advance to the NBA Finals for the first time since 1974. And now on to this year's Western Conference Finals between the Los Angeles Clippers facing the hottest team in the Western Conference playoffs right now, the red-hot Phoenix Suns. Now, this is only the second postseason meeting between the Los Angeles Clippers and the Phoenix Suns. The Suns won the only meeting in the playoffs over the Clippers all the way back in the 2006 Western Conference semifinals. So this is the much-anticipated rematch with a trip to the NBA Finals on the line. Now, Game 1 of this series is currently happening right now, and we're going to find out who will have the 1-0 advantage. Now, starting off with the Los Angeles Clippers, they're coming off their Western Conference semifinal series win over the Utah Jazz, finishing them up in 6 games and coming back from 25 points down to do it. And let me just say something about the Jazz. An amazing regular season. I don't think anybody saw the Jazz even being the #1 seed in this year's NBA playoffs, but they shocked a lot of people, but just fell short once again in the playoffs. But take note, the Jazz will be back, but I don't think they'll be the 1 seed next year. But the Clippers got it done, and the Clippers are finally here in the Western Conference Finals for the very first time in franchise history, and they are looking to advance to their very first NBA Finals in franchise history. Now, this Clippers team has to get it done without Kawhi Leonard, who is out for the rest of this playoffs, but now it's got to be the Paul George show. Now he's got to step up as a leader on this team. Losing Kawhi Leonard is huge for the Clippers because he was really there. It was kind of the 1-2 punch with Kawhi and Paul George. But now it's the Paul George show. He has to step up this game. He has to step up his game now if he wants to get the Clippers to the NBA Finals for the first time in franchise history. There inside you have the hottest team in the Western Conference playoffs this year, the red-hot Phoenix Suns, coming off their 4-game sweep of the Denver Nuggets in the Western Conference semifinals. And let me just say something about the Nuggets. Boy, I didn't see them getting swept. I honestly did not see the Nuggets getting swept in this series. But I do want to congratulate Nikola Jokic for winning the regular season MVP. But I guess the streak is still intact. The last person to win the NBA championship as well as the regular season MVP, which has been Stephen Curry in 2015, is still going to be intact for another year. But Denver will definitely be back. Mile High Basketball is definitely back in Denver, but they will be back. But the Phoenix Suns got it done, and the Suns are back in the Western Conference Finals for the first time since 2010. And history in the Western Conference Finals has not been kind to the Suns in the past. Now, here's the dangerous fact. Since the Suns' last Western Conference title, all the way back in 1993, the Suns are 0-3 in the Western Conference Finals. So they're looking to end that long losing streak in the Western Conference Finals, and they are looking to advance to the NBA Finals for the first time since Sir Charles Barkley got them there to face off against Michael Jordan's Chicago Bulls 28 years ago. Now, the big question coming in for the Phoenix Suns is, will Chris Paul be able to play this series? We do know Chris Paul is out indefinitely because he's dealing with COVID, and we don't know if he's going to be back for this series, but it would be such a good moment for Chris Paul. For a guy who was let go from the Clippers last year to coming to Phoenix, bringing this team back from falling short in the bubble last year to being in the Western Conference Finals this year with a fantastic crew with Devin Booker, who is having an amazing year in his first playoff appearance. You got DeAndre Ayton, who's been stepping up his game. But Chris Paul has to play in this series for the Phoenix Suns to win, because if he doesn't, this series is definitely going to go to Game 7 when it's winner take all. So coming from me in this year's Western Conference Finals to see who will advance to the NBA Finals. Like I said, if Chris Paul plays, I can see the Suns finishing this in 6, maybe even 5 games. But if he does not play this series is going to go 7 for sure, and it's going to be win or go home. But coming from me, both teams deserve to go to the NBA Finals, but there can only be one. So I am going to go with Devin Booker, DeAndre Ayton, and hopefully Chris Paul and the Phoenix Suns to get it done and defeat the Los Angeles Clippers and advance to the NBA Finals for the first time since 1993. So my NBA Finals matchup is going to be the Milwaukee Bucks facing the Phoenix Suns. And those are my 2021 NBA Playoffs, Eastern and Western Conference Finals predictions. Now, I do want to thank you guys so much for watching this video today. Comment below, who do you see winning this year's Eastern Conference Finals between the Hawks and the Milwaukee Bucks? And who do you see winning the Western Conference Finals between the Clippers and the Suns? And let me know, what is your potential NBA Finals matchup? For me, it's the Bucks and the Suns. But let me know what you guys think. And as always, represent your NBA teams in the comment section. Even if they didn't make the playoffs this year or were eliminated in the conference semifinals, still represent them. Let's have a conversation about it. Of course, I'm always on to see your comment, like it, and of course reply right back to you, because comments and your opinions are absolutely always welcome on this channel. Now, I do want to thank you guys so very much for watching this video today. Now, before you guys go, as always, you guys can never forget to super kick that like button, comment, share with your friends. Of course, super kick that like button like only you guys can. And of course, you guys can never forget to super kick that subscribe button, become part of this bigger and dangerous alliance. We're on the road to 1,000 subscribers. We're getting close to 900 subscribers on the channel. And YouTube tells me that 69% of you guys are not subscribed to the channel. So let's change that, folks. If you're a fan of professional wrestling, when it comes to New Japan Pro Wrestling, AEW, NXT, Ring of Honor, and WWE, and if you're a fan of professional sports when it comes to the NBA, the NHL, Major League Baseball, the NFL, college football, college basketball, super kick that subscribe button. It's free, and become part of this bigger, dangerous alliance. And I will see you guys hopefully in the next couple days for my official 2021 Stanley Cup Finals prediction. Later days, guys. Have a wonderful week. Happy Father's Day to all the fathers out there. Later days, and peace.